Good morning, YouTube universe, everybody. Hope you're well. Hope you slept well. Uh, I hope somebody touched your genitals since you've been awake, and that you wanted them to touch them. I woke up rather unexpectedly. Although I went to sleep unexpectedly. Why can't I say that this morning? Unexpectedly. There we go. Uh, Mr. Baker, I was getting here. I had to go kiss Lady Monkey. She came down for her break, so I went in there and I gave her a kiss. And yeah, kissing her always comes before Monkey in the morning. It's just where she rates. I woke up this morning to a 3-year-old standing at the side of my bed, looking at me all lovingly. And I went, "Hi, sweetie. So how you doing this morning, beautiful?" And she's smiling at me. I said, "What's up?" And she goes, in this tone, "Get up." Like, oh, well, I suppose I should get up now. Normally she doesn't bark at me like that, but this morning she was like, "Get your ass up." So I got my ass up. I had no plans for Monkey in the morning. I had actually thought about maybe taking today off, and then I went on to Twitter. I should know better. I should know that if I'm going to take a day off, I should just stay the fuck off the internet and play a video game. Because holy shit, the stupid that's out there this morning, guys. The title of this stream is actually related to the stupid that I ran into today. If you watch Lords of the Night, you'll probably hear this again because this is definitely going to be fucketry. But let's start with that one, shall we? This asshole on the Twitter machine says, "Honest question. How far right-wing does an Asian have to be before it's okay to call him a gook or a chink? You cease to be a person when you're a Nazi in my eyes, which is why I don't get upset when Uncle Toms are called out, because that's what they are." Let that set in for a minute, guys. Let that question just soak for a moment. When is it okay to be racist, to fight racism? That's the world we live in now. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. We had the story just yesterday, day before, where they beat up a Jew because they were protesting Nazis. For fuck's sake, this fucking world. Here's your answer, dumbass. It's never okay to be racist. Now, if you're doing it because, you're having fun with friends and you've worked to a place where you guys can joke about racial shit, then fine, call each other that if you want to. If you're just doing it because you disagree with them politically, then you're a dickbag. You're a racist dickbag. Opinionated Scotsman says racism is fine when you don't agree with me. Yeah, that seems to be their mantra, doesn't it? Was this from a blue check mark? No. We'll get to a blue check mark later. This was just from some random asshole I happened to see. I think Petite Nakoko had also responded to him, and I was like, that can't be right. That nobody can seriously ask that out loud. But yeah, he did. Original Shroom, I see you there. We've seen you on and off, and I keep forgetting to ask, how are things down there, man? Last you told us at least you had power and water back, but you're still having some trouble with the insurance adjusters. Guys, he was caught down in Hurricane Michael, and lots of, 80% structural damage on the home. So, man, I seriously hope your insurance company's got that figured out for you, because fuck. I keep, Michael is the one hurricane we don't hear about anymore. I mean, we're still hearing about what happened over there in Puerto Rico, but yeah, they don't say fuck all about Michael, which hit hard and fast. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this led to a conversation that I had with one of my followers, and whoops, just hit my mic. Sorry if that made noise in the mic there. And I actually want to discuss what was said there, because so apparently the far left is extremely racist. They just need to justify it to be so in public. Otherwise, they just keep their prejudices to themselves. And I said, not really. They basically dog whistle to each other while whining about dog whistling. To which that same person said, I'm sure some are like that, but looking at human nature and what they are saying, they aren't that much different from the alt-right themselves. And that is true. And here's the thing. CG, I'll answer that just a second. Here's the thing. There's not a lot different from the alt-right and the alt-left. I don't even want to say alt-left, from the left when it comes to racial bigotry. The only difference is how they think it should be dealt with. See, the alt-right thinks that blacks, Latinos, Mexican, anybody darker than egg white is inferior and needs to go away. The left thinks that anybody darker than egg white is inferior and needs to be taken care of like a little puppy. And if they don't agree with what you tell them to think, then it's okay to beat the shit out of that puppy in any way you can find. That's the real difference there. They're both fucking racist. They're both fucking racist. They just it depends on what they think needs to be done with those inferior minorities, because that's what it boils down to. We've talked about this many times. The soft bigotry of low expectations, that is the left's forte. They don't think Negroes are smart enough to get into college by themselves, and they can never be. They don't think they can get jobs by themselves. They don't think they can get housing by themselves. All of this needs to be provided for them by the white masses. And if that white massa doesn't provide for them poor Negroes, man, they will just not be able to take care of themselves. Oh, sorry, Bear. I hadn't seen your answer back. Sorry, guys. Anyway, that's where the racism comes on the left. Like I said, the soft bigotry of low expectations. They do not think minorities can take care of themselves, so they need the white man to do it. And then if they are not appreciative and vote how that white man tell them to vote, then they are horrible, horrible people. They are like this guy. That's when they're Uncle Toms, and it's okay to call them Uncle Toms. What's up, Bear?
How's my hair looking these days? I feel like I've got
Dude, I like your hair.
I feel like I've got shelves on the sides of my head.
How you been, man?
Not too bad, mate. Well, you know the deal.
Sure.
You know what's been going on with me lately physically. It just you ever feel like you're playing whack-a-mole with your life?
Every day, dude. Every day.
It's just without wishing to sit here and whinge and stuff. It's just I just dealt with one problem, you know what I mean? And another fucking pops up. It pisses me off. But other than that,
that is the joy of being an adult, man.
Yeah, it sucks, but hey ho, that's the way life is, I suppose. But how are you?
Oh man, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm at about a 6 right now.
Oof.
So anyway, Bear.
Hello. Hi.
When do you think it's okay to call a, or how far right does an Asian have to be before you can call him a gook or a chink?
So can you just ask that question again? How far does an Asian need to be?
How far right wing does an Asian need to be before it's okay to call him a gook or a chink?
Is that like
over here severe racist terms? Yeah.
Is that like the Oriental version of coon?
Yes, basically.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought it was just a stand-up racist term for anyone of Asian descent.
It is. They don't. Unfortunately, they don't have a house nigger for Asians. They don't have an Uncle Tom for Asians. So they're just using whatever slur they come up, or whatever slurs they know.
But for a very long time, those have just been standing sort of racist terms for people of the Orient, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, whatever. So what? They've now changed the meaning of that? What?
Well, basically what they want is they want to know how far right-wing does an Asian have to be before you're allowed to use racial slurs against them.
Well, who's asking that question?
Some moron on Twitter.
Link me.
Yeah, I'll.
Is this like ranting feminists fucking question about racism and stuff the other day that she had?
No. That one was even worse.
I genuinely cringed when I saw that shit. Like,
I
is it
DM'd you
okay
the
for
link
me to
there.
tell black people about racism?
Right.
Well, I mean, you can do that, but I don't think you're going to get a very positive response.
Well, see, my problem. Look, there is no conversation I would not have with black people that I would have with white people, because I do not treat them differently. If some black guy came up to me and said slavery ended in 1804, I'd be like, no, just no, you're wrong, and I wouldn't go. Is it okay to tell the black man he's wrong? Because he's wrong. You. Once again, I need to talk to some white people out there real quick. Thank you, Cryptic. I do have googly eyes. Oh, Cryptic, I love you.
Okay, so this person's tweeted out, honest question, really honest question.
Honest.
In reply to Rose City Antifa. They're not a parody account, are they? A lot of these Antifa accounts I see are parodies. It's hard to tell.
Well, that's the problem, is because even going down there in it, he goes, which is why I don't get upset when Uncle Toms are called out. Uncle Tom is a racist fucking term, you idiots.
Yeah.
And the left uses it all the time for black people who don't think how they want to.
Oh, so honest question, how far right-wing does an Asian have to be before it's okay to call him a gook and a chink? You cease to be a person when you're a Nazi in my eyes, which is why I don't get upset when Uncle Toms are called out, because that's what they are.
Yeah.
Wow.
All
Fucking
them black
wow.
Nazis out there.
Fucking wow.
I fucking hate people, man.
That gets a quote tweet from me.
Oh God. Yeah, this is what I've been doing this morning. I woke up and came onto. I should have just jumped into Red Dead. That's what I should have done this morning. I'm getting close to the end, and like, I'm gonna do my usual thing, and then nope. I got to run into fucking morons on Twitter.
Wow. Just
yeah.
Fucking hell, man. And these people were supposed to be all about that equality life and standing up for POCs and.
Well, remember, you cease to be worth standing up for if you don't think how they tell you to. Thank you, Cryptic. You can say there's a chink in my armor. God damn you.
Cryptic.
Next time we're playing 7 Days to Die and you got armor on, I'm going to say that. Anyway, which, by the way, they still haven't released the update. I hope it still comes out today. Yeah, I've run into a lot of stupid today, but I decided to focus on this one first because I think there's a lot more to talk about with it, because we do see this from the left wing. Not only that it's okay to be blatantly racist, but to do it for reasons that make no goddamn sense. Like I can be racist because you don't think how I want you to. Yeah, you don't think how I want you to. You voted the way I didn't want you to. You're an Uncle Tom now.
There is so much wrong in that single tweet alone.
You think?
Just fucking hell, man. Just up went Uncle Tom, racist motherfucker. Like,
but at least, you know what? Whether that's a Poe or not, at least that's an honest question about it. Nick's opinion. Thank you so much, Monkey. I get called race traitor, etc. a lot from the left wing. I'm black and Mexican. Well, my father's the black one, and I don't know him or something like that. I'm not sure. That's how to black in America.
Is that Blexican or Blaxican?
I don't know. Which would you prefer, Nick? I mean, I guess that would be up to you.
I think
Diesel Dave, thank you. Our high school mascot used to be the Peking Chinks.
Peking
Chinks. Wow. Nick's opinion. We've talked about that before. Bear had a video. What video was that? Were you talking about that? How people like you and Satsu get called horrible names because of what where you fall on the political spectrum. It's okay to call you Uncle Tom or.
Oh, that was my most recent one, mate.
Was that the one? Okay, I know I heard it. I just couldn't remember what. You know my memory.
The reason being is because I've got onto the topic of the Proud Boys, and because I wasn't too clued up on the Proud Boys, I sent a DM to Yusuf, who, for those who don't know, is a black Jewish member of the Proud Boys.
Yeah, you know that Nazi group.
Yeah. Oh, another super chat.
Thank you, Cryptic. There's some ching wrong about this. God damn, are you trying to get me in trouble with that title? You're gonna have me saying that shit.
He's gonna get your ass demonetized at this fucking point.
That's all right. It's okay. It's funny. So remember, humor trumps all else with me. Anyway,
yeah, I asked Yusuf to make like a 60-second, 2-minute video, whatever, to kind of explain what the Proud Boy was and sort of give a brief synopsis on his own experience, if you will. And it kind of rolled from there about this kind of attitude that if you are colored, if you're a person of color, if you're a minority in any way, shape, or form, or in my case, open about being biracial, then you get called Uncle Tom, you know, or the various other terminology.
sure,
and they'll condescend to you like you're a piece of shit. And they won't even try to kind of like even debate you.
The Batman, thank you. Hail Hydra. God damn. Comic book references. Anyway, yeah, and it's okay because you don't think right. It's okay for progressives, you know, to be openly racist. Thank you, Nick's opinion. Call me a mutt. I don't know him. My father. It's a problem in the black community. It is. What is the? Isn't the unmarried rate in the African American community like 70% or something like that right now?
Which is not too sure,
outstanding. I know it's close to that. It's up there, and it was coming down until you know the left. Yeah, never mind. I want to talk to you about the other concept I was talking about, the bigotry of low expectations.
Oh yeah.
The idea that you, because there's black in you, can never succeed on your own unless me, a white guy, helps you out.
It's extremely fucking prevalent in the UK, this kind of behavior and attitude.
Is it like that over there? Because you guys don't have the racial diversity that we do.
Oh, not a super chat, mate.
Thank you. Hey, dude, I have
Monkey.
Good voter suppression.
Oh, Monkey, you just cut out loads then.
Oh shit! Did the super chat come through?
No, your entire reading of it didn't come through at all.
Hear me now.
You kind of cut out a bit there as well, mate.
Son of a bitch! What's going on? Okay, talk for a moment while I try to figure out what.
Should I read it for you?
Please, please.
Thank you, Hey Dude 77 for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for supporting Ranting Monkey. I have a good story about racist voter suppression. Be interesting to hear. Hopefully it's not too much of an issue. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Everyone's press. There we go. You're right. You good?
You tell me. Am I good?
Yeah, you sound right to me.
All right. Fucking cardboard internet. Anyway, the idea that blacks and
Monkey cuts out again. Monkey?
Other minorities is fucking racist.
Oh wow. Didn't hear a word of that, mate.
Will you read that super chat?
Yes, I will, mate. Thank you, Cryptic, for the $4.99. I have advantages over you whites. I own natural sun visors.
I'm going to refresh here.
Demonetized. Raccoon says, Proud Boys stand for America and freedom. The Antifa fight for anyone but America. Pretty simple to work that up. Yeah, it is. Their behavior is extremely telling. Are you back?
Am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you, dude.
Fucking. I'm trying to have a serious conversation, damn it.
You'll get there, mate. Don't worry.
I just don't understand why it's doing it right now. It's been fine all morning. Anyhow, I don't remember what I was bitching about.
We were talking about the bigotry of low expectations.
Yes. the idea that you couldn't get into college unless Whitey helped you. Do you think that even if, okay, let's say black people need a little bit of help getting into college because there's racism out there. Do you think it helps anyone who actually isn't as educated as they need to be to go into college to ship them to college because of their race? What I mean is
helpful now.
If somebody is reading at an 8th grade level and you send them to college, did you really help them?
Well, of course not. You're going to put an extreme amount of stress on them because they're going to struggle and they're going to need extra tuition to sit down with a private tutor and sort of catch up. And it's going to take a long time to do that kind of catching up.
And see, that's where I think we need to put our resources. It's not in, okay, we got to get these guys to college because they're, they have the worst SAT scores, so we should just shove them in. What we should do is be working to get their SAT scores up.
Well, I mean, why can't we have alternatives? Why can't we have apprenticeship programs instead?
Well, over here in the U.S., we look down on that kind of stuff. If you go to school to get a blue collar job, I mean, you're an idiot over here. Now, in all seriousness, that's the smarter way to go. Seriously, guys, there's so many blue collar jobs out there. Plumbers, welders, especially. We are so short on welders in this country. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that you're looked down upon because you didn't go to college. Thank you, the Batman. You know what bigotry is? It's what you find in an Italian forest. Bigotry. Oh God damn
you. The dad joke of the day, I think.
Dad joked it and made me have to figure it out.
Apprenticeships are incredibly popular in the UK. I don't think there's anything wrong with learning on the job whilst you're getting paid and sort of attending college once or twice a week.
I'm with you.
And learning a trade while you're there. A lot of them are trades.
Frankly, most of the people who go to college here, somebody should slap them and go, don't go to college. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. Don't do it. Stop it.
It's a lot of debt to take on.
It is for reasons that make no sense. I mean, the rising number of social science degrees is fucking retarded. And you're not going to be able to do anything with it except for maybe write a book. Maybe you'll teach, but there's only so many jobs for people out there to tell you how hard life is for you and why the white man sucks, unless you think like that white man, in which case you're an Uncle Tom. I read that thing this morning, dude, and I was like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
It's that kind of attitude that I would say is partly responsible for a lot of the reasons as to why people who sort of, come from poverty, come from the hood, come from various ghettos, don't push themselves to get out and do better because it ain't cool to be an Uncle Tom, motherfucker.
Type 1 in the chat if you think Irate Bear should use Ranting Monkey's faulty internet to launch his singing career. Oh God. What else do we have here?
But I think it's that attitude, to be honest, that I would say it sort of gets into people's heads, especially with the black community, where low res boy, when having a job, is acting white. Yeah, it's pretty much it. It ain't cool to be act like the white man.
Yeah. How dare you have your life together?
Can
we change it? How about acting like the Asian man? Would that be better?
Nah, probably not. Probably fucking not. Things like this do make me laugh because a lot of some of the most popular rappers that are revered by the black community on both sides of the world, in America and the UK. A lot of these sort of rappers preach the kind of idea that knowledge is power and educating yourself should take precedence, but it just hasn't seemed to have translated. I don't know why that is.
because they have a whole bunch of white people telling them, "You're right. You shouldn't have to act like white people." Except vote how I tell you to.
Yeah, just keep voting Democrat. But you were asking about I keep interrupting you, but you mentioned about the bigotry of low expectations and how
Yes.
prevalent it has become in the UK. It is very fucking prevalent in the UK. You've seen the BBC sort of job advertisements specifically aimed at brown people.
Right.
And our police and the armed forces at the moment are just on some crusade to try to get as many sort of LGBT brown women in as they possibly can. And it's just like, well, maybe these groups of people, there might not be enough, and they might not just want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially with the armed forces, like recruiters are getting their heads ripped off by officers and stuff because they can't recruit the required amount of chocolate people.
This is sort of related, kind of. I saw this story today, or this tweet today. There's a opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal. It says, "Sorry, feminists, men are better at Scrabble. Nothing stops women from competing at the game's highest level, but almost none of them do." And this woman, Lee Greenberg, who, by the way, is part of the resistance, tweeted out, "Women overwhelmingly leading the resistance to rising fascism in the United States. Men doing pretty good at Scrabble." Men do pretty good at everything because we're men. I saw this one. I had to laugh because my response to that was that, there is no rising fascism in the U.S., you stupid twat. And that's not what I said, because I don't want to lose my Twitter account again. I said it's pointless. Their resistance to fascism is pointless because, well, there's no real rise in fascism in the U.S. And I suggested maybe they should try Scrabble.
Maybe they should.
They should find something to distract them because they're not smart enough to vote. Not all of you. Hashtag not all, but a lot. Nick's opinion, thank you. The problem with the black community is they live in the past. It's about time. It's about I come from slaves, etc. Well, it's the same with women. It's the same with every minority group except Asians. Except Asians. They're the only ones you don't. I saw one article where Asians were bitching about how oppressed they were, and literally nobody took it seriously. But everyone else, yes. Blacks, they're still suffering from slavery to the point where there's actually a biologist out there who claims the trauma from slavery can be passed down through genes.
I have seen various sort of BLM type YouTubers say things like that before.
Yeah, it comes from this bitch who actually made that claim that basically it's genetic imprinting. That if I am so bad to you, Bear, it will fuck up your children and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren.
It really doesn't work like that.
That's not how genes work at all. But we have that same thing with women. How many times when there's an argument about anything to do with feminism, and it's like, oh, you want to take us back to the 50s when we were just your fuck toys and in the kitchen. I mean, none of them live in today. None of them. It's all about past atrocities and trying to make every little thing that happens today relate back to it.
It's because they've got nothing else to really moan about.
It's true. That is an excellent point. We have it so good in the West. We really do. To the point where these people literally have nothing else to bitch about.
Moan about the weather. Be British. Be better.
Yeah, bitch about there's plenty of shitty weather. Right now it's fucking cold outside. But I just don't understand how they think bitching about the past is going to make them better now.
They want reparations.
But see, even if they did, let's say we go, all right, all the people who had ancestors here during slavery, we're going to give you a big fat ass check. Does that
it wouldn't be enough?
Does that change the genetic imprinting?
Of course not. Of course not.
How big does the check have to be to fix your genes back to where they should be?
It's just I hate it when they use things like that. It's just come on, like what's that fucker Trey Melvin? My grandmother was a slave. No, she wasn't, motherfucker.
No, she wasn't.
Sit the fuck down, you prick. Shut
Yeah.
up. And like he's quite a well-to-do individual as well, but it's just not enough.
He's rich as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, never mind us who are, poor working class people. telling these fucking rich fucking little shits like him to shut the fuck up.
Well, Trey Melvin's the one who said, by the way, again, very rich man who had just bought like his second or third house on a live stream, said that a homeless white man has more privilege than he does.
Yep. Super duper privilege when you're laying there on Christmas Day in a cardboard box, freezing your tits off.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
begging,
nobody's
begging for scraps. Very, very.
Nobody's going to call him the N-word, which apparently is the most horrible thing you can ever say ever.
I would argue there are worse things you can say to someone.
You think? How about I'm going to kill you?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, that seems to me to be a little bit worse. Trying to think of the other thing. Right before I came on, we're going to go to a things that never happened segment.
I just want to quickly say something real quick as well. In my area that I live in Cheshire, that my local police constabulary is on a big sort of drive at the moment to hire minorities and stuff. And their reasoning for this is usually representation, that kind of thing of needing to see people that look like you, which is stupid within itself, right? This is white as fuck around here. This area I live in is white as fuck. Who needs that representation?
Well, they do, so they can feel better about themselves. And look, we hired dark people. But see, that was kind of my point about the Scrabble thing here. The reason women aren't at the upper ends of the Scrabble things because they don't fucking want to do it. They're not. Most women aren't interested. Like, yeah, let's go play some Scrabble. That's a nerdy white guy thing, for the most part.
Well, I'd say it's more of an old people thing to play at Christmas.
We can say it's old people too.
Yeah.
But point being, women don't want to go do it. That's why they're not. We have so many instances of this kind of shit where they try to get that, I'm using finger quotes, representation. And what it boils down to is people not being interested in it. Whether it's women, blacks, Asian, whatever, that's not what they're fucking interested in. And to force people into it is retarded. Steve says 83% of women are players. Okay, maybe they're not interested in getting better. How about that? Maybe they're not interested in expanding their vocabulary beyond Twilight, Edward, and what was her name? Bella. Was that sexist?
A little bit, yeah. A little
Sorry.
bit. When is it okay to be sexist, Monkey?
When it's true.
So it's okay to be racist when it's true?
Well, no.
What do you mean, no?
It's okay to play to stereotypes when it's true. Like if you make a joke,
even for black people.
If you make a joke about black people eating collard greens,
collard greens.
White people don't eat that shit. I don't know why they don't. They're good if they're prepared right, but it is definitely a black thing in our culture. It just is. That's not racist to point out. And if you make a joke about that, it's not racist to make that joke because it's fucking true. Now, if you all black people are criminals, then you're an asshole. That's different. A lot of Americans are fucking criminals. That's the problem, and that's what we need to stop. Oh God. But yeah, sexism isn't real. Women just suck sometimes.
Joys of Sorrow says, as a Mexican, that's bullshit. Monkey, it is okay to be racist, Bear.
It depends. I think it's okay to hate white people.
You think it's okay to hate white people?
Yeah. I'm trying to get monetization on this.
Okay, I see. You're trying to get that upper sort of trend.
I think if I say it's okay to be racist against white people, maybe YouTube will tweet me out.
They might, yeah. You say you're a black creator, and they'll send you to some fucking creator school or something. They'll take a picture and post it,
Oh my God, that's
and
just
say
annoying me.
subscribe to black creators.
I sound black. A lot of people tell me I sound black. Maybe I can get away with that. Nobody's seen me. You've seen me, but you could be lying.
I'm
YouTube,
not
don't
lying.
listen to him. Don't listen to him. I'm not white. I am black as midnight.
I'm gonna send them a picture of Luke Skywalker and say this is Ranting Monkey.
Oh no. If you're being sincerely racist, then go fuck yourself. If you're joking with friends, it depends on you and your friends. You know whether or not you can get away with that stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cryptic, thank you. I love women sucking. Best part of marriage. Girlfriend, you're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Love me a good blowjob. Yeah, they're nice.
Otterface, I had that in Miami when I was there, being asked if I was Australian.
Thank you. Hey, dude, is your non-binary monkey video still monetized? I have no idea.
I remember
that. And I wasn't non-binary. I'm a lesbian. I'm a male lesbian, just like Riley Dennis. So they can't delete any of my stuff.
That person replied to me, quote tweeting them.
Damn it! I couldn't hear anything you said. My internet's fucking up again.
Test.
You're fine. Okay, go ahead.
That person who tweeted out that fucking Asian question, the Asian question,
the Asian question,
the AQ,
the AQ,
that replied to me saying "wow," just wow, in response to me quote tweeting them.
What did you say in response? I didn't see.
What did I say? Oh, fucking hell. I think I just said fucking wow.
I don't think they've responded to me. Let's see. Oh, no, still no. One person who did respond to me was upset with me for making fun of Democrats in Congress for being stupid.
Oh dear.
Okay, so Jeff Sessions stepped down from the Justice Department. Donald Trump named an acting attorney general until one can get confirmed by the Senate. And several people in the Senate are like, you can't do that. It's unconstitutional. It's not. It happens all the time. They're pissed off because when Obama was president, he named somebody to head the National Labor Relations Board at the same time that he nominated him for that same position, which the Supreme Court ruled was trying to get around the nomination process because he put him in a job that he was nominated for. That's like, it's not a good look. In the Supreme Court ruled that you can't do that. So that's what they think is going on here. That's the rule they think they're suing over, and they're going to get their ass laughed out of court. And yeah, some dude said, so the anonymous Twitter monkey is cool with abusing and violating the Constitution. One, I'm an anonymous internet monkey, you dickball. And no, I'm not okay with violating the Constitution. I just actually know what it says. Fucktard. I fucking hate liberals on Twitter. I really do. Most of them are retarded. I'm convinced they are clinically retarded. Like they have bibs and helmets on. I'm convinced of it. Let's see. I think senators should have to know the Constitution before they take office or lose their seat. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Faithless, because we're going to talk about one of my favorite people these days, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Ah, yeah, I see her popping up in my feed quite a bit these days.
Well, she's a moron, and let's go back a little bit, shall we? Her first big public flub. Yes, crazy eyes. Thoughts from the dryer. Oh, crazy eyes. Her first big public flub was when she said Israel was occupying.
Sorry, Monkey. Back in a second, mate.
Sure. Israel was occupying Palestine. And the reporter she said that to went, what? And she said, And the reporter went, "What?" And she again went, CG, yes, I can see you there. Just as we're doing this, I don't necessarily respond to everything in chat. So she made this big dumbass statement about that. And then her next big moronic, let's call it controversy, was when she said she'd get inaugurated and be able to sign bills as a member of the House, which presidents are inaugurated. The president signs bills. So we're getting to the point of like you can't excuse this as just flubs. It's the woman's stupid. And then just a couple of days ago, she went on some streaming platform, Zoom, I'm guessing is where she said it. And she said, if we work our butts off to make sure that we take back all three chambers of Congress, rather all three chambers of government, the presidency, the Senate, and the House. She stopped and corrected herself and still got it wrong. One, there are three branches of government, three branches, and they are the executive, which is the president, the legislative, which is both houses of Congress, and the judicial, which is the Supreme Court. Snubber, thank you. Can we make it a rule that until a pro-Palestinian people admits Palestine is ridden with human rights violations, that they don't get to talk shit about Israel? It would be nice. It would be nice if they knew that much, but they don't.
Could probably do with removing Saudi Arabia from the Human Rights Council and the UN as well.
Look, the UN is a joke. We'll get to that in a minute. Remind me we're going to talk about the UN. But somebody got very mad at me for making fun of Cortez. AOC is what she's being called. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Pick one last name, you stupid twat. I told her that she should step down from her seat and spend the next 2 years watching Schoolhouse Rock. And the reason I suggested that is at least would teach her, what the three branches of fucking government are and how bill becomes a law.
Even I knew that.
Yeah. And this dude's like, well, we end up with stupid people because of the way, our system works. Yes, stupid people can get elected. It happens. This is the dumbest person I've seen elected. And I mean that by far. You can throw Sarah Palin at me. At least Sarah Palin knows how many branches of fucking government there are. At least she understands. Go ahead.
Ocasio-Cortez is a representative of New York, isn't she?
Yes, she represents one of the congressional districts there. Once she won her primary, there's no way she was going to lose, even as dumb as she is. But this woman, she just gets dumber every fucking time I see her.
How old is she?
And she's 20. She's either 27 or 28.
She's a bit young, isn't she?
Well, that's part of her problem. She is young and she's stupid. She's young and dumb. I cannot say this enough. She is stupid. And I'm not saying that she's ignorant because this isn't. It is partially a matter of ignorance, but she's just stupid. The woman just spouts. She's like the David Hogg of our Congress now. Jean-Pierre says she's a millennial. She is, and that's part of the problem. Too many millennials speak when they should be listening. Just so you know, Nazis suck at algebra. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Lindsay says, I'm older than she is. So am I. Look, there are smart young people. There are. She's not one of them. She's a fucking moron. And right now, Hotep Jesus is he's trying to get to her because he said, Candace Owens used to be a liberal and we flipped her. No, market forces flipped her. And flipping Cortez would cost her what she has right now. She got her seat because she is a socialist Democrat and a fucking moron.
Always kind of tickles me when I hear about Americans voting for somebody like that. Just makes me go, eh? But then I remember you have middle class people just like we do.
Well, I guarantee you most of the people who voted for her have never even heard her fucking speak. Nick's opinion, thank you. Night, Morning Monkey, and Peppa Pig. I think that's you. Will you be jumping in muddy puddle? Is that how you hurt yourself?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, the puddle was far too shallow. Massive underestimation.
You gotta measure those things.
And you know what it's like when you hit 30, shit starts to hurt a bit more, you know?
Oh god.
And I just jumped too high, came down too hard, you know, didn't land it right.
Biting chicken says Puddleshire.
For fuck's sake. You know, at this point, I wish I lived in the fucking Shire.
All right, let's move on to the UN here. Several presidents on the Republican side have talked about leaving the UN or defunding them on our side because we pay way more into it than we should. And every time we do it, like, well, the world's going to fall to shit. Have you taken a good look at the UN? Have you taken a good look at who's like on their Human Rights Council? And
yeah, I had a look a week ago. Actually, I'm just going to put it up again because I know Saudi Arabia's on it, but they aren't the only terrible country on the committee. UN Human Rights Council. Let's have a quick gander at who's on it again. Let me see. At the moment, filling out the current term from 2018 to 2021 is let's have a look.
Irate Bo Baggins, Bear of the Shire. Thank you, Batman. They're having fun with that one.
Oh, where is it? Where's South fucking even Great Britain's on there as well? Where is it? They're South. So the current term for 2016 to 2019 has Saudi Arabia.
The guys who just killed a reporter because they don't like him.
It has Iraq.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They have South Africa.
Nice.
Egypt. Rwanda. Tunisia.
Fucking Rwanda.
China. I suppose Japan. Croatia. Hungary. Brazil. Cuba. And us and Iceland.
There's some on there I don't have a problem with. There's a lot of them that are like, what? Really?
The way this is laid out is a little bit confusing because it has various different times on it, with a whole bunch of different countries in various other terms as well that seem to overlap. Because the one above has fucking Pakistan in it.
Yeah.
And Afghanistan. And Qatar.
Well,
doesn't Qatar have slavery?
We're not supposed to look at that. Somebody told me, Will told me to go look at a bit of Brit's Twitter. What am I looking at? They said it specifically, speaking of the UN. I'm not seeing anything directly related to that. Me and Britt follow each other. So it was easy to find her, but I'm not finding anything about this. I do love the picture of the final boss at the end of the slut walk, which she has up on hers. Have you seen that picture?
No, I'm going to go have a look, actually. A bit of Brit, yeah?
Yeah. I love her. She is gorgeous and funny and smart. Let her run for Congress, for fuck's sake. Yeah, the UN, just a piece of trash that's taking up prime real estate in New York. We should get rid of it. Let them go host it in Egypt. Or what were the other ones? Iraq, Pakistan, any of these countries. Saudi Arabia, let them go do it there. Or Qatar. Yeah, go do it all over there where, you have these people who are so good on human rights that they can tell us what our human rights violations are.
Do you remember Qatar being called out? Oh, sorry, FIFA being called out for allowing Qatar to host the 2022 FIFA World Cup because they were building their The stadium was slave labor.
Hey, that's how we got the pyramids. If what we're told is correct,
It does get shit done.
it does. Did you ever see that shirt? It says "Slavery gets shit done," and it's got the pyramids on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lindsay says, "I love a bit of Brit taking the piss out of body positivity movement." That's where me and her agree the most, and where you will see me and her like each other's tweets the most. Anytime one of us is fucking with a fatty, the other one likes it.
John Pierre says, "Why did Theresa May flip her mind on Brexit? She never flipped her mind, mate. She was always a Remainer."
Yeah,
it's because the thing is, if you sort of bend the knee to the EU, they'll give you a nice cushy job where you get free coffee and lots of benefits, and have like your trains paid for you, and so you can get backwards and forwards, and yeah, it's very nice. There was a story I wanted to show you, Monkey. That actually popped up on Good Morning Britain. I believe it's Good Morning Britain anyway. I just want to find it real quick. Where the fuck was this dropped? Yeah, here we go.
Hang on. I got a super chat donation over on the Streamlabs. The UFO answer, thank you. Cortez may be stupid, but how is that worse than other politicians? Over 75% of Republicans deny that evolution is real. She got elected without resorting to corporate bribes. Do you believe that stupid and bought politicians are preferable? Okay. Republicans denying that evolution is real. That is not the same as not knowing government, the job that you're hired for. She literally doesn't know the job she's hired for, which we're all taught in second grade. Or she could read the Constitution, which is the job application she was filling out. Yes,
denying climate change is a stance.
Yeah, don't get me started on climate change. Do you believe stupid and bought politicians are preferable? I hate this idea that people who get corporate donations are bribed. That's stupid. It is. I'm sorry. If I run on I talked about this yesterday, I believe it was. If I run on a platform of Second Amendment, if I run on the Second Amendment, and let's say, I don't know who makes guns now, Smith & Wesson gives me a donation, there's nothing untoward about that. There's nothing wrong with that. They're going, hey, this guy, he stands for what we do. Let's get him money and hope he gets elected. That there's nothing wrong with that's not a bribe. That's a donation seeking their better interest. And
it's called lobbying.
Yeah. Now, if I was against the Second Amendment and Smith & Wesson came and said, here's a bunch of money, and then I decided to vote for less gun control stuff, then it would be a bribe. But the idea that corporations who give money to people for things that they're already where they're already on their same side is somehow bribery is just wrong. Now, you want to talk about bribery? How about this? How about public unions being allowed to give money to politicians who are promising to give public unions more money? That's actually a fucking kickback, and that's legal. And it happens all the fucking time. But just having money in politics, this whole idea, we can't have money in politics. Fuck that shit. No, there's nothing wrong with money in politics. It's up to the citizens to educate themselves when they go fucking vote. And it doesn't, the idea that you're just going to buy an election, ask Hillary Clinton about that. Ask Beto O'Rourke about that. Just having a bunch of money doesn't do shit for you. The people have to at least believe in what you're saying, or in Cortez's case, be so far to the side that you're on that it doesn't even matter who else runs.
I believe over here in the UK, campaign funding is limited to £100,000. Although I'm sure if I'm wrong on that, I'll be corrected by Otterface in a moment in the chat. You have limits as well, don't you?
We do on direct donations, but we have what we call PACs, the political action committees, and now we have super PACs. And what those are people who raise money, and then while they don't necessarily campaign for a candidate, they can campaign directly against a candidate. There's a lot of weird rules for it, but I don't have a problem with money in politics. Zero, none. I have zero problem with money in politics. I don't think it's a problem. Now, to the question of would I rather have a Republican who doesn't believe in evolution over a 27-year-old moron who thinks the Israelis are occupying Palestine and thinks that she's going to be inaugurated and thinks that there are three branches of government that are only the House, Senate, and President? Yeah, I would, because I would prefer somebody who at least knows what their fucking job is.
Well, the whole Palestine thing is a stance to take. It's not a very popular one if you're potentially going to sort of rise up the ranks in American politics. But
did you see her
not understanding how your political system works? No. The fact that I know more is very telling.
No, okay, Bear. She was asked about the Israeli thing, and she said the Israelis are occupying Palestine, and then the reporter said, "What?" And she went, "The person, what?" And she just mumbled because she didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. And instead of saying, "You know what? I need to look into that more. I need to I can get back to you with an answer on that after I've actually studied this, because I don't have any fucking idea what I'm talking about." She just spouted off at the mouth. And it's not a stance to take. The Israelis are not occupying the Palestinians. One, Palestine's not a place. There's no state called Palestine. Well, there is now, but it's not how it started to be. And the Israelis aren't occupying them. There's anyhow. What was it? Did you find the story you wanted to talk about?
Yes, but before I do, mate, Snubber says, Bear, you sorely underestimate the pro-Palestine fervor here.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that. But mind you, I also thought that you guys were teaching the Constitution in schools. So,
we kind of do. We have too much time preaching to people how bad the Americans treated the Indians. We don't have room for the Constitution anymore.
I see. This is a story that was sent to me, and I do have yet to confirm it. But I'm fairly sure this was on Good Morning Britain as well. So here's the headline, Monkey. Brace yourself.
All right.
School has 17 children changing gender. Let me finish. As teacher says, vulnerable pupils are being tricked into believing they are the wrong sex. Let me finish. Most of children undergoing transformation are autistic.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This means that 150 autistic teenagers were issued with puberty blocker drugs.
No.
I'm fairly sure that is actually a genuine true story.
Okay, look, even if you want to support your child's delusion.
It is a Daily Mail article, but I'm fairly sure this was also on Good Morning Britain as well.
You do not... No. Say no to puberty blockers. Just no. Zero says, wasn't this on Lords of the Night? I don't remember that. No, not this many kids. Can you send me that article?
I only have a screenshot of it, but I'm just going to quickly Google it up.
Yeah. What was it?
17 children put on, what do you call it? Puberty blocker. Blockers. Yeah, I'm trying to find confirmation.
When kids come in saying they are transgender or no gender, these docs trying to help. This was that's from January. What's the headline there?
It says school has 17 children changing their gender, which I do have the article up now, but I'm just trying to find other. I'm sure this was on Good Morning Britain. I'm going to pop onto YouTube real quick and see if it's there.
Well, you said what? I found it in the Sun. School has an astonishing 17 children changing gender, but a whistleblower claims the students are being tricked into doing so because they're autistic. Thank you, a little creepy. The best reason to homeschool. Yeah. She told the Mail on Sunday she felt compelled to speak out because she feared many of the pupils could be taking puberty-blocking drugs, which prevent the body from maturing. The teacher, whose identity has been concealed by the paper, said she was advised to keep parents and other teachers in the dark if a pupil claimed to be transgender. She claims older pupils who changed gender groomed younger students to follow suit. One autistic teenager who has since left the school is said to have a double mastectomy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Conservative MP David Davies congratulated the teacher for coming forward. He told the Mail on Sunday, "I congratulate this teacher for coming out and telling us what I have long suspected has been going on in schools. It is horrendous that children are being encouraged by other pupils and identify as transgender, particularly if they have autism." Oh, Jesus Christ.
There is a video on Good Morning Britain in which they're talking about it. Description says a teacher has written an article for the Daily Mail talking about how one school in the UK has 17 children are in the process of changing gender. Transgender journalist India Willoughby and psychotherapist Bob Withers debate whether or not school children are too young to decide their gender. So it's most likely been fact-checked. Yeah. It's most likely been fact-checked by Good Morning Britain.
Oh, Jesus. Look, we we need to get away from this in society of thinking children know what the fuck they want, what they need. They're fucking kids. They're dumb.
These are also autistic children, which puts them at greater risk of suggestion.
Well, see, that part for me makes it just more terrible. But the whole article itself is terrible. The whole suggestion that you're going to be giving children puberty-blocking drugs, even if they believe, or let's say you have somebody who is genuinely gender dysphoric, and I don't believe 17 kids in one school are all gender dysphoric. Let's say they are. You let them go through puberty still, if for no other reason than the effects of blocking that are so traumatic to the body. I mean, we have that one, what's her name, Jazz, who they let go through all this shit. They did the same thing to her, him, it, whatever. And when they went to go do gender reassignment surgery, like, oh, because you didn't go through puberty, your penis isn't big enough to turn into a vagina. Good job, parents. Letting this.
Or they do it too young and they end up not, sort of, as it turns out, they weren't, because it was just suggested to them repeatedly over and over again. You are a female then, Johnny? Yeah, Mum, of course I am. Yeah, Mummy. They're reacting to positive reinforcement.
They are. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Tailed says Dank and Sargon's event on Friday just got shot down.
Really?
I didn't know they had a thing on Friday.
Neither did I.
And Night Ninja says, isn't 7 Days to Die Alpha 17 coming out today? It's supposed to. We still haven't seen it yet. So when they released it for the stream team on Friday, it didn't come out to like 10 or 5 p.m. Eastern time, I think it was. It might have been 10 p.m. Eastern time. I can't remember. But I know it was later in the day. So, Tail, do you want to come on and talk about that? Because neither of us have any idea what that is.
Yeah, I had no idea they had an event going on. I haven't seen anything tweeted. I do follow Sargon's Twitter account, which is mostly drama these days.
I had to stop reading it this morning because it was nothing but drama.
Yeah, it's chaos today. Absolute fucking chaos.
Between him and Jim, Jesus Christ. Why don't y'all get a room?
Sargon had a crack. Sargon also had a crack at our nuts.
What?
Stargazer Nights.
What?
Stargazer Nights, our shared subscriber. He had a crack at her.
Oh.
There she is.
Oh, link me that shit. I will bitch slap him.
I'll get it.
You leave nuts alone.
That's what I thought. I was like, really, motherfucker? Stop being a spurg. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, but we were talking about gender reassignment. I want to finish that topic before we move too far away from it. I feel genuinely bad for gender dysphoric people. The idea that you hate your body so much, or that you feel that your body is that wrong that you'd be willing to go under the knife to change it. That's got to be horrible. And if you're an adult, it's your body. Do what you want to. But if we're talking about children, you tell them no. If they want to dress that way, fine. But they don't get to alter their body until they're an adult and can deal with the consequences themselves. When you start giving hormone blockers to children, you are fucking up the rest of their life. Period. There's a whole lot of these kids who have, and this is becoming a big issue. They're like, I don't understand. They're dysphoric, you know. Like, yeah, I feel like a girl, and then 2 years later, like, yeah, I don't really feel like a girl anymore. But like you mentioned the positive reinforcement. There's the story of was it what the hell's the name of that Canadian kid?
Oh, I know who you're on about. That little drag queen.
Yeah, there was a story about them, and they talked about another kid who is a drag queen at like 10 or something also. And it might have actually been that same fucking kid. Their name sounds like vagina in some way, and I can't remember what it was. But the mom was telling the story of how it happened. The boy had a little sister. Yes, lactatia. Thank you.
There we go.
It wasn't vagina. It was titty milk. But so, hey, Tailed, how you doing, bud?
Hello. What are we talking about? We're still on the transgender stuff.
Yeah, just for a minute, because we're talking about the positive reinforcement that parents are doing that's leading to a lot of this shit.
Yeah, well, that's say after us as well, man.
Very interesting, because I was just reading an article. That's the word. Sorry, I just fell asleep and I've just woken up again. A trans murderer serving life will receive £80,000 gender reassignment on the NHS.
What?
Yeah, basically a prisoner who has been claiming to be a woman, who then had to get moved from a female prison because he, attacked other women inmates and stuff. He's actually getting to go under reassignment surgery while in prison. Paid for by the
our prisons, haven't you?
Yeah, it's in Scotland, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, we put him in a female prison, and he assaulted. Was it 4 women? Didn't he rape them as well?
I didn't see anything about rape, but it's sexually assaulted. So
there you go, sexual assault. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Finish this story. I got distracted. God damn it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you'd finished. That's why.
No.
We were talking about positive reinforcement with these kids.
All right.
Bear sent me a DM that pissed me off. I'll get to that later. Anyway, so the mom is telling the story about how this kid, realized he was a drag queen, and tells the story about he has a sister, and he dressed up in his sister's clothes, and she goes, and we all laughed and cheered for him, and then he just kept doing it. Like, really? You gave him positive reinforcement and he kept doing it. That's fucking shocking. And you fucking fools.
What makes the story absolutely horrendous, Monkey, is these are moderate to severe autistic children.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm really not.
And I've worked with sort of like young adults with autism, and I can fucking tell you now, they lack capacity for the most part. Many of them are mute. A lot of them don't speak. Some of them do speak, but they just don't understand things as we understand them. They tend to be very focused on their interests, and like people with autism, especially severe autism, do not react well to any kind of actual stress. And I can imagine going through a transition would put your body under incredible fucking stress. And they would explode constantly to the point they'll lash out, they'll bite you, they'll punch you, they'll beat the fuck out of you. I'm going to
get myself in trouble again. Rico says, this shit doesn't come from nowhere. Fucked up parents have fucked up kids. You will notice in almost all of these situations, You got single moms who are doing this with their kids. It's you can't let women run around unchecked. You need a man in there to go, no, bitch. No, bitch, don't do that to my child.
Single mums that really wanted a daughter but got a son.
Yep. You don't notice a lot of single dads running around with transgender kids.
What gets me is this whole like sort of transitioning thing. You know, we don't even have the amount of information that we really should do on it.
No,
you know,
not even close.
And how to treat it and how to kind of deal with it. We know that, you know, sort of going through the physical transformation and going through therapy does help a lot of transgender people, but it's not an exact science as such, is it? I mean, the fucking suicide rate is what, 40% for those after they transition. You know, it's,
before and after, both 40%, over 40%.
You see what I mean?
It does nothing to solve the problem. And I've had transgender people get so mad at me. One of my early videos, I still get comments on it. Because I said, this is a mental health problem and it needs to be looked at as a mental health problem because of that very reason, Bear. Do you know what the suicide rate is among the general population? It's like 4.6%, something like that. The last time I saw the statistic.
Hmm.
The transgender one is 40%, both pre and post-op. There is a problem there.
Yeah, massive problem.
The homosexual suicide rate is only, I think, 10%. They have a slightly higher than the general population. Whoops, almost said normal. Sorry, homos, you're just as normal as anyone else. You just like the other. You like your own genitals, which I understand. I have a pretty dick, but I'm not going to touch another one.
I have a handsome penis.
Mine is nice.
Put a little.
Mine's like a what's it? Cheesy and smelly.
You ever put a little kilt on yours?
I was going to say I'll send you something, but that sounds really wrong. But I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you something anyway. It's not rude. Not really.
But yeah, the transgender suicide rate is outstanding, and I don't mean that in a good way. I mean, like this is something that should stand out to mental health professionals and go, we need to fix this. And the fix is not obviously gender reassignment surgery, because if it was, it wouldn't still be 40% after. And I believe it's actually slightly higher after, if I remember correctly. I know one of them is just slightly higher than the other. But yeah, so we'll just make you look different. The problem is they feel wrong. Anyway,
I just sent you a DM, monkey.
Oh God, what did you send? Anyway, do not give your children do not give your children stuff that is going to stop their development. I don't know why you have to tell parents that.
I know these are the same people that are like, oh, well, I wouldn't let them have a tattoo. Oh no, that's ridiculous. They might regret it when they're older.
Yeah.
I have to wonder whether the way that child protective services have been in the recent couple of decades in the UK, and from what I've heard, some right horror stories from America as well. I have to wonder whether it's that kind of fear caused by their behavior that has might have some kind of aspect to it. Because I've heard many a horror story, and I know people that it's happened to. It very nearly fucking happened to me whilst I was serving, in which CPS, or what do we call it over here, Tailed? We don't call it CPS, do we?
No, I can't remember.
We have a different name for it, but it's the same fucking thing. I'm
going to have to look it up.
It's the same fucking thing. You know what I'm on about. Child protective services. And a lot of them will just take kids away from actual good parents.
Real quick, guys, hit that like button. If you would like to touch my dick or Tail's dick or Bear's, hit that like button.
They're
it's
handsome.
The same. Yeah.
I mean, mine's got a top hat. Tail's has a kilt. Monkey has a banana peel around it.
Mine looks mad.
Should draw some little angry eyes with some sort of inverted eyebrows on it.
I should
Mine's
get a banana
Gabber.
peel
You should get a banana
and put
peel.
it on my dick and walk up to Lady Monkey with it.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to do that.
You need
You
some
want some
potassium
fruit?
in your life.
Like, this is how you avoid cramps, baby. What's going on with the Sargon Dank thing?
Oh yeah, so I think was it last week, or it wasn't all that long ago. They announced that they were doing an event together. It was like an evening with Sargon and Count Dankula or whatever in London for this Friday, and I guess they wanted to do it. They didn't want to give much notice so that there wouldn't be as much in the way of protests and what have you. But no, they basically just managed to get the event page taken down, like where you buy the tickets from.
Jeez.
They basically just managed to get that. So Tank's just been tweeting about that just now. Obviously, he's a bit pissed off because he was going to travel all the way from Scotland down to London. So basically, the original tweet was by this woman, historian, assistant professor at gender_UCD, whatever that is. I think she's Irish. Says seriously, whatever this centre is, hosting these alt-right, racist, misogynistic, homophobic, anti-migrant hate mongers. Deeply disappointed at this. Perhaps you think again. And then one of the tweets underneath says, my understanding is that this has been cancelled. I looked up the Eventbrite page and it was fairly misleading in terms of a night of culture and chat, which is how it was billed. And easy to see how unsuspecting people could book it. Sadly, a sign of the times. And there's like, oh yes, it's certainly not in line with the values of the venue or whatever. They're like, glad it's been cancelled. Glad it's been cancelled. You know, but obviously all the comments are just like, what the fuck? These censorious pricks. So
What in the fuck? Why?
Yeah.
All right. Oh man, who is this? Who is this twat? No to hate speakers. Hashtag no to hate speakers. Fuck off.
Mary McAuliffe.
At least she doesn't have a blue check mark.
Yet. She might do now.
Yeah, that's how you get it. See, your guys' speech is worse than ours. Over here, they would just let somebody blow the place up when people are inside it. But you guys actually get this shit shut down because, oh my God, they said something I don't like.
Yeah.
Because Dank had his dog do something and
Dr. Mary McFucking potato.
Hey, I'm a potato too.
Yeah, well, stop calling me a limey and
Well, you are a limey.
or a potato.
He's only part limey.
What do you mean part limey?
Because you're half nigger.
Oi! And it's actually a lot closer to around 26-27% Sierra Leonean.
Details.
Monkey, they shut down speech here too. Look at Berkeley. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I think because places are just scared to host these kinds of people now. That's the thing. There'll be nowhere left for them to try and go, and that's obviously the plan. Is if we smear them enough, nobody will want to take them on. To put on events or whatever.
I don't get that. I don't being that afraid of fucking words. I do not understand it.
That's a power thing.
There is nobody in this world that I'm afraid to argue with.
Well, they don't have arguments. That otherwise they would
Exactly.
debate these people, but they don't have anything, so they just have to shut it down.
Do they let commies speak over there?
Well, the Labour Party is run by one.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, very much so.
When did they announce this? Did they just announce it yesterday or today?
No, it was. I think it was about a week ago, or the weekend even. So just a few days ago, I think. So they obviously wanted to give some people time to be able to, book trains and whatever, but at the same time didn't want to have it so that Antifa would come and protest, because they're not that organized.
Oh, Mike Stuckberry actually tweeted out about this.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. When was this on? Where's the? I don't see the timestamp, but he tweeted out, "Hey, LDN Iris Center, you're quite aware of who you got stinking up the joint on the 23rd?" Dude, that dude's such an asshole.
I actually met him.
Did you?
Yeah. When I was in London at the Day for Freedom event, I was with Dank and Sargon, and he was so scared. he was properly like shaking and everything. Because Sargon just went straight up to him, and just went, "Hey, Mike," just shook his hand, just like, "It's fine, man. We'll just have a little conversation," But he was absolutely shitting himself, and he could barely even like string a sentence together. It was amusing.
Yeah. For those in the chat who don't know who Mike Stuckberry is, I'll throw his Twitter in here for you guys to look at it if you'd like.
That fucking guy, man.
Oh, he's a douchebag. He's most famous at this point for not liking Dankula, and his previous claim to fame was being fired for what was it?
Banter in the class.
Banter as a word in his class.
Yeah, he was a history teacher until he got sacked.
You can't say it because it was a way to shut people down. And yeah, what were we saying, Bear?
Do you want to send Bloodwing the link, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. The title's about racism. We might as well have a hick in here. Blood, I love you.
I know this is kind of drama related, but because it also happened to me, I have to mention it. Cog has been getting into it with people all day, and somebody reported him for being suicidal. Remember how they reported me for being suicidal?
Nice.
Yeah, so that doesn't do anything. It just made me shit myself a little bit because you get those type of emails that you get from YouTube go to the main inbox. They usually go to the social inbox, but if you get one in your main inbox, it usually means something very fucking bad, like a strike. And it wasn't a strike. Someone reported me for being suicidal. It doesn't do anything though. Like none of your shit gets limited. It just sends you like a bunch of suicide helpline numbers. That's pretty much it.
No, me and Cog haven't talked for a long time. I don't want to see him shut down or anything, but yeah, he's not a fan. I dared speak ill of the Tonkasa.
How dare you?
I'm fairly sure they're beefing at the moment.
Yeah, they have been for a little while.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, made me laugh. Not gonna lie.
I have no idea what the fuck's going on, but
Okay,
yeah. I don't keep up on most of the drama like I used to. I check in once in a while because I do think it's funny. Bloodwing,
what's up, boys?
There he is.
Hey, man.
How you doing, bud?
Right now, I am pooped, literally.
Well, you shot yourself.
No, I just got back from my dad's house, who pooped all over his bathroom.
Oh,
excellent.
And himself and everything. So yeah, fun day.
We had somebody, I think it was either last night or yesterday morning, ask about you. So I'm glad to see you up and around, man.
Yeah, I'm doing it. You don't see me as much as you shut down your Arc server, monkey.
Well, it wasn't being used.
I went to log in and I'm like, why am I not seeing the server?
Yeah, I shut that. It had 5 logins in 2 weeks, and the other server had none in more than a month. And I can't justify that expense. But the 7 Days to Die one is open right now.
Yeah, I hear you. And once the new upgrade hits, you're going to open it up to that at some point, right?
At some point, yes. I'm not gonna. I don't know if we're doing it immediately. Me and Satsu are still talking about that. Because me and him are gonna jump into it, and What happened last time is we were doing ours and then we did the open server at the same time. We just got burnt out playing both of them. So we'll probably do a little bit ourselves first before we do it, just to get us familiar with it. Because I don't know if you've been watching some of the videos, man. Those people suck. The stream team, man, they might have 5,000 subscribers, but they suck at 7 Days to Die, man.
Yeah.
They make Cryptic look good when he walks through a minefield.
We love you, Cryptic. You're our favorite chink.
Yeah. Is he right wing enough to call him that?
He's pretty right wing.
Well, there's the answer to that idiot on Twitter. That's how you got to be at least Cryptic right wing in order to say it.
There you go. So what's this? When is it okay to be racist?
Well, it's funny you should ask. Some idiot on Twitter posted this honest question: How far right wing does an Asian have to be before it's okay to call him a gook or a chink?
You know, I don't think it really takes being right wing. It takes having a sense of humor.
Well, see, like you and him go back and forth, and him and Bear go back and forth, and that's what I said. You know, if it's you and your friends, it's up to that group when it's okay to say whatever you might say. You know what I mean?
All right.
If you're doing it because somebody disagrees with you, then you're just a racist piece of shit, and you need to fuck off. Then if you're doing it because you want to denigrate somebody because they disagree with you, then you're an asshole.
I mean, I'm about as conservative as the next guy, and I'm also a redneck, but I'm not going to just walk up to some rando Asian and and call him a chink or a kook.
Well, we had the story yesterday, day before, I forget, where the Jewish guy got beat up for being a Nazi.
I seen that on Twitter. How stupid is that?
Well, they had a justification because he said in his story, what the hell was his name? I forget. Anyway, he's there with friends just to observe everything. He's not on either side. He goes across the street to the bathroom where they have a public bathroom, comes back, and he starts getting beat up. Now, the people who beat him up, they have an excuse. Their excuse is, well, he stopped and talked to Trump supporters.
Okay.
Swear to God, that was their excuse. So it was okay to beat a guy you don't know his politics at all, because he talked to Trump supporters.
So there you go, folks. If you don't want beat up, don't talk to Trump supporters.
Anyhow, this fucking thing, this world, man, I don't even know how to take it anymore.
The stuff with Danka has really pissed me off.
I get you. Did you hear that? Cryptic says, "Call me Uncle Chink."
We call on the LDN Irish Centre to refuse to host this event. Fuck off.
Yeah, even though it's not in Ireland.
Fuck off.
Where's it actually at? Where's the Irish Centre?
London. It's because it's to do with Irish migrants and what have you.
Faithless says, "Oh, sorry, go ahead."
So I was just saying that they're calling Dank, anti-migrant and all that kind of thing when his ancestors are Irish migrants.
Well, that don't matter because he's white and has a pug. Faithless says, so if they'd caught a real Trump supporter, it would have been okay. That seemed to be the implication to me.
Yeah.
What is I don't understand how Sargon.
We live in a world, folks, where it's okay to punch somebody if you don't agree with their politics.
Only if you're on the left.
Right.
Left.
Exactly.
What is it Sargon has done that has made him such a target over there? I don't understand that.
It's the chuckling.
It's the smugness.
Okay, those are the smugness is definitely ban worthy. But
he's actually quite a nice guy when you speak to him, like face to face. He's perfectly reasonable and accommodating
until he gets on Twitter.
Oh, and then he gets on Twitter or on a stream with someone that he doesn't like, and then he's just
a smug twat when he's on stream.
Self-righteous prick. Yeah.
Oh God. I've never had a problem with much of what Sargon says, and I don't think he's like unreasonable. He's not up there. I mean, he's actually had huge arguments with the alt-right, and I don't get where the racist and hatred part aimed at him comes from. Can anybody explain that?
He probably pointed out that, the old fact that a lot of anti-SJWs used to say back in the day, blacks making up 13% of the population, committing 50% of the violent crime. To say that is racist. And
it depends on why you're saying it.
If it's Sargon and he said it in the video, we know why he said it,
If you point out that 50% of the violent crime is coming from blacks, and you're doing it to point out that they live in shitholes and maybe we should clean up those cities and give them more opportunity to help themselves, that's entirely different from saying they're just violent people because they're black. You know what I mean? Statistics don't have a side. It's how you use those statistics to determine whether or not you're a racist piece of shit, like somebody like, say, Richard Spencer, or somebody who actually wants to make the world a better place. You know what I mean?
No, knowing Sargon, it was probably just like an in-depth look into why the crime rate is so high, and maybe offering up a solution to deal with it, perhaps.
Well, there's a couple of guesses, and like one said because he's anti-leftist. I could see that being part of the problem.
Well, he's more anti-radical, if anything, anti-authoritarian.
He calls himself a classical liberal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not liberalist.
I don't think he is. In my personal opinion, I think he's a civ nat in denial. But
no, he's sort of he has said that he supports civic nationalism.
Never heard him say it himself.
And in principle, that he says that to be supportive of your own country is to want the best for your country, at least, is the sort of the most ordinary or the most sort of moral position that you can have. So maybe in denial in the sense that he never uses the term itself, but yeah, I think you might be right.
Pumpkin Trucker, thank you. How often have you visited Chincanatoga Island? I don't know how to say that. In Virginia, Monk? Never. If I had, I'd be able to say it. I don't even know where that's at.
I think it's potentially a joke because it says chink in it. I think
could be. I have no problem with civic nationalism. When Trump got up there and said, people aren't going to like this, but I'm a nationalist. I agree. I'm a nationalist. I want anybody who wants to come here. I don't care what color you are, but you better be pro-America, motherfucker. Because that's what I care about. I don't care if you're black, brown, as white as me. If you're as white as me and you're out there preaching communism, I want you to get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Go somewhere. Go to China and see how well you like it after a few years.
Have fun.
No, I mean, I think you can be a civic nationalist and classical liberal. Can you not? Are they mutually exclusive?
I don't see why they have to be. No.
You can take stances on both sides, certainly. I don't think you can be exactly both at the same time.
He's an alt-centrist.
Let's see. This is Kyle says nationalism is fine as long as it's not blind nationalism. Yeah, but I would take blind nationalism over white nationalism.
Yeah,
sure.
Grouchy says, I'm a proud nationalist. I love my country. I do. I think Bear needs to move over here.
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking about Bear the other day. I was driving home from somewhere. I was coming through my neighborhood. And in a 3-block span, I counted 12 American flags outside people's houses. That's just in 3 blocks. And you see that somewhere else, and oh my gosh, that's terrible. Oh no. We can't have that.
especially in England. It's all right to be a Scottish nationalist, of course. I noticed that the SNP were very, very quiet when Trump came out and said, "Yes, I'm a nationalist." Everyone was going, "Oh, he's a racist." The SNP said nothing.
Now, I will admit, within those dozen American flags were at least half a dozen rebel flags, but you know.
Well, you see, yeah. Where was it? Racial nationalism is retarded. I agree. Ranting Monkey, we already have enough bears. No, we're short. We're short a family of bears.
I won't poo in your car if you leave it unlocked. So I told you I'm going to go over to America, and I'm going to be a roving carer. I'm going to fly in
my shed over and over. You know,
I'm going to fly to Bloodwing's house. You know, sit down with him, clean the crumbs off his t-shirt, and then get on a plane and fly back to Ranting Monkey and catch him as he falls down the stairs.
I am notorious, folks, in case you didn't catch what he's talking about. I am notorious for having a mess all down the front of me all the time. I am a slob.
I also need to make sure that Bloodwing has a empty ashtray.
Yeah. Sorry, Stargazer. See, this is one of the reasons I love you, sweetie. She sent me a link to. Well, she sent Chad a link to a tweet from Joel. Thanks to everyone for an amazing streamer weekend. We plan on releasing Experimental around 3:30 p.m. Central Time, give or take a few hours. So, what is that? That's 4:30 Eastern Time. So, and if you guys don't know how to get on Experimental, it's not going to be just an open download. You actually have to be signed up to go into experimental mode. It's been a while since I've done it. I'll have to figure it out. But you go in. There's
the Alpha 17 is dropping as a experimental mode.
Yes,
tonight for British people anyway. By the sounds of it,
for all of us, it was Central Time, so that's an hour behind me in the US.
And that's a further 5 hours between us two. So what's that?
Right now, it's basically 2 hours and 15 minutes from now. And he said give or take a few hours. So it could be, 4 hours from now. So we'll see.
And you have to be signed up to the experimental mode to presumably download it.
What's that? I'm sorry. Yeah, you have to be signed up for the experimental mode. Otherwise, it'll keep you on Alpha 16. And then as what they'll do is they'll run a short test period, and if it all goes well, they'll move the Alpha 17 to the full servers.
I see. How long do you reckon that would take?
If all goes well, unless they find a lot of bugs, a week, maybe 2.
Okay, so I'm not signed up to experimental mode, so
I will be tonight. Faithless says, "Who is he, and why should we care?" If you're talking about Joel, Joel is the lead. He may even own the company of Fun Pimps, and that's the company that does 7 Days to Die, which some of us in this stream are huge fans of. I'm launching my stream so I can answer how you sign up for experimental mode. Give me a moment. Why did Bloodwing just join again?
There's been problems with the internet in my neighborhood the last couple of days, so
2 rednecks is more than I can stand.
Yeah. Well, the other one dropped out.
Okay. You guys talk for a minute while I figure this shit out.
So Monkey's off doing that. So Blood-tailed, how are we?
Fine, hungry. As I say, I just fell asleep not long ago, so I'm a little bit disorientated. I never nap.
Okay.
Getting old.
Naps are one of the best pleasures in life, dude.
But then I won't sleep at night, though. That's the only thing.
There is
thank you to Spectacular Wanderer Inc. for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for supporting Ranting Monkey today. Wosley is blocking people over Sargon likes. What the fuck? I have seen that.
What is going on with him?
He's involved in a current thread with Sargon. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. They're arguing over something.
Dude,
We'll take a look at that in a moment. Real quick, if you guys want to opt into the experimental mode, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your library, right-click on 7 Days to Die, go down to Properties at the very bottom. The box that comes up, you're going to go to Betas, and then you're going to opt into the beta, but it's not ready yet. So until that comes out later tonight, you can't actually opt in. So once that's done, you can. Anyway, sorry guys. What are Waz and him fighting about now?
Don't know. Some shit over Sargon said or didn't need to say or something like that in a video, presumably.
I'll tell you, I used to enjoy Waz's content when he made content. But I noticed a long time ago he was going way off the deep end.
I don't get it. I don't really get any of this shit. Apparently Sargon's celebrating deplatforming, and the other lot are saying some pretty nasty shit as well, like making fun of his stillborn child and a whole bunch. I've missed too much of it to understand what the fuck's going on.
Most of it's not worth talking about, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of I keep comparing it to girls in high school. It's mean girls on Twitter. Thank you, Anthony. Do you flag on your birthdays in the US when celebrating your birthday here in Denmark? I fly the flag on your own pole from dawn to sunset. No.
That's
we just
50
fly
Danish kroner.
Yeah, here in America, if someone flies the flag, they just fly 365 days a year.
Yes, child.
What else we got going on? High school click drama at best. Yeah, it is, and it's not interesting to me anymore. I know the stuff with Waz is kind of interesting to me to see how far he's come from where he was. I mean, to the point that he took everything off of his channel.
Yep.
He got 4 videos left, I think, because the rest of it was what, too in line with what Sargon was saying. He has made a complete about face, and I think a lot of it. Well, I know a lot of it came from the whole
Brexit.
No, it came from the shit he took for being in Kraut's Discord.
Oh, yeah.
When all of that stupid shit happened. And I get it. I don't know how involved he was with any of that shit. I do know he was the one that suggested they change the name of one of the rooms. Fucking gay ops. I know some people don't like that, but this is incredibly gay ops. This is gayer than 8 guys blowing 9 guys. All of this shit is. And I enjoy watching a good dumpster fire, but it's gone beyond that, man. It's a dumpster fire, and the dumpster's full of cow shit. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, Waz has fell into that group of people, and they know who we're talking about. I'm not going to mention names, but that don't feel like they can even talk to you or get along with you if you don't completely agree with all of their opinions. So, yeah.
Fucking tribalism.
Mm-hmm.
You can still fucking talk to each other. For fuck's sake.
I don't care who you are or what you believe. I can talk to you as long as you treat me decently. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Monkey, I'm going to jump out, mate, because my dinner is ready.
I think I'm going to wrap this up, actually. So you can go ahead and jump out if you want to. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me on, and I'll catch you in a bit, guys.
Yeah, see you later, bud.
See you later, man.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
What day is this? Is this Monday?
Yes.
It is all day.
Yeah, so they should be doing Ghost Poo on his channel at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, guys. But I'm going to wrap this up because I need to go get real food. I just had something quick to take my pills this morning. Chat, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for the donations. Cannot tell you how much that helps me out, and how much I appreciate it, and how much I just appreciate you guys for coming by. You're amazing to come listen to us talk every fucking day. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bear. Blood-tailed, I don't get you guys on enough, and today was really short. We need to have you on early in the morning, so we will definitely do that. And thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today.
No,
Anything you guys want to pimp out before we leave?
I haven't made a video in like 3 weeks or something. I'm getting withdrawals because my laptop's been playing up and I don't have any software at the moment. And
I gotcha.
I've just been busy as all shit at the moment, working a lot. So, but yeah, I have a YouTube. Most people watching probably already know me anyway, so I don't know.
And if you don't, go check out his stuff.
Yeah, please. I need the ad revenue.
I will be on Lords of the Night on Satsu's channel tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time, guys. And then we'll be playing, hopefully, the experimental version of Alpha 17 on 2 Cents Plus after that. So, guys, thank you all for coming, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Fucking move.